listening to iFan Sports Talk Radio. And now, live from Studio 215 in Low Country, South Carolina. Welcome to the Live in 5 Show with your host, Nikki Fu.
URI really stepped up, to the plate, and made it a really hard decision. It probably was going to be, a relatively, easy decision once I was able to get over, the emotion of having lived in a place you've loved for 6 years and done amazing things. But, in the end, it was just, UCONN for me represents, something that I just couldn't pass down.
Welcome, everybody. This is your host, Nikki Fu, episode 11, Live in 5 Show. We are here. It is 12:19 a.m., and we just finished watching Duke beat Syracuse to move on to the Elite Eight to face Kansas. And there's one more game going on right now, and that is Texas Tech and Purdue. We'll get you an update on that before the show is over. But thanks for joining us, everybody. For the Live in 5 Show, episode 11, you can find us on Twitter at iFanTalk, or you can find us on our brand new Facebook page just by searching hashtag iFanTalk. So today we are talking about the Pitt basketball coaching search. And as we predicted in the last episode, we did predict that Dan Hurley, and that was Dan Hurley you heard, folks, explained his decision to join the UCONN Huskies. And we predicted here on iFan Talk in the last episode that he would take the less money and the more prestige and go to UCONN over Pitt. I think he probably thought Pitt was a bigger challenge, especially with a lot of their players asking for their transfers and a couple of recruits also looking for their transfers too. So it's a big project, whoever takes that Pitt job, to rebuild that program, and it's not going to happen overnight, folks. So whoever comes into that position is going to have their work cut out for them. So first, as Dan Hurley now is out of the picture, like I said, he chose less money. I think it's $2.75 million a year for 6 years over the $3 million a year that Pitt was offering him. He chose the weaker conference, which UConn is in the American Athletic, and over the big ACC gig. I think the ACC coaching job is desired by a lot of coaches out there, regardless of what team it is. So you're passing up on an ACC coaching job there too. So, what we're going to really dig into now is, what does Pitt do now? So now that, Hurley's gone, names that have been thrown out there, and I'll give you 4 of them right now. Actually, I'll give you 4 of them. Nate Oates from Buffalo. Mark Schmidt, I heard, was interviewed from St. Bonaventure. Kevin Willard from Seton Hall. And another name that was thrown into the hat today, longtime Bayham assistant from Syracuse and now Washington Huskies head coach, Mike Hopkins. He's a great Northeast recruiter. And I think, he probably would be a great fit into the ACC. But does Pitt really go with one of these 4 guys? That really was the point of my show today. They bought Stallings out for $9.4 million. Buying somebody out for that amount of money, you want to make a big name splash. And they were hoping to get Dan Hurley, and it didn't happen. So how does Heather Likes, the AD of Pitt, justify buying Stallings out for $9.4 million and hiring a Nate Oates or a Mark Schmidt or Kevin Willard? The people on the internet are already calling Mark Schmidt Stallings 2.0, and the Pitt fans are not going to have it. Now the long shot coaches out there that could take the Pitt job, of course, the one that's always been talked about is Sean Miller, the Pitt grad, the homegrown Pittsburgh guy out in Arizona, and and it's been reported he's shown interest in the job, and it's also been reported he's already talked to Heather Likes about his interest, but he was never offered the position. Another name out there that's been shot around, and he got eliminated from the tournament the other day, was Eric Musselman, from Nevada. And, Musselman has a lot of pro experience. And he's a young guy. He has a lot of energy. Could also make a big impact with the Pitt program. So, like I said, our thoughts, Pitt buying Stallings out for $9.4 million. They're not going to go out and hire a Nate Oates or a Kevin Willard. They're going to have to go and I believe they're going to have to go out and reach out to Sean Miller. The board of trustees at Pitt, high-ranking boosters who throw a lot of money at the program, are pressing Heather Lyke to reach back out to Sean Miller now that Dan Hurley took the Pitt job, and probably see, if Miller is still interested in the position. Like I said, people on the internet are not liking this Mark Schmidt name thrown out there. This Nate Oates comes from a small Buffalo school. Kevin Willard, good, record with Seton Hall. But like I said, Pitt needs to make a splash here. Buying somebody out for that kind of money, you're not going to go out and hire just a mediocre coach. That was not the reason you fired Kevin Stallings. They wanted to get rid of Kevin Stallings to bring the Pitt program back. And tell me your thoughts. You message us on Facebook or message us on Twitter at iFanTalk. I would love to read your thoughts on this, who you think Pitt should go for. I think Heather Lyke has our work cut out for her. So I think here at iFanTalk, my 3 top choices would go Sean Miller, Eric Musselman, and then I would even put Mike Hopkins in there. Even though I'm not a fan, I think, if they can't lure Miller or Musselman, go after Mike Hopkins. He's, he knows the Pitt program well, coaching at Syracuse. He's got strong Northeast ties, connected very well in that recruiting area. I think he would probably fit in really well in the ACC. I think Sean Miller's a long shot now. I think he's going to stay at Arizona, but I would love to see him come back to Pitt. But yeah, please, shoot us a message on iFanTalk or on our Facebook page and comment on the episodes below. You can also follow us on our YouTube channel. We do have a YouTube channel where all of our episodes are posted, and we also have our episodes on iHeartRadio and our podcast also on the iTunes App Store. Just search iFan Sports Talk. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. This is your host, Nikki Fu, and I will see you all down the road.